Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about algebraic notation. We've got 3 success criteria, and the first one is to identify expressions, equations, formulae, and identities. So the language of algebra. So here we've got an equation, 4x minus 7 equals 5. The number in front of the x is known as the coefficient. The letter is known as a variable. The sign is known as an operator, and the numbers on their own are known as constants. An expression is a series of numbers, symbols, and operators that group together. An equation is a statement that says two expressions are equivalent, and it will always have an equal sign. A formula is a rule or fact written with mathematical symbols. It usually has an equal sign and 2 or more variables. An identity is an equation that is true no matter which values of the variables are chosen, and the identity sign looks like an equal sign, but it's got 3 lines. So 3a plus 6 has no equal sign, therefore it's an expression. A plus A plus A plus A is 3a. That has an equal sign, so it's not an expression. There's only one variable, so it's not a formula. If we try different values of A, are both sides the same? Yes, both sides would be the same, no matter what the value of A is. So it must be an identity. So it should have an identity symbol, like this. For this one, it's got an equal sign, so it's not an expression. It's got only one variable, so it's not a formula. And if we try different values of A, does it always equal 10? Well, no it doesn't. There's only one value of A that would make it equal 10, so that means it's an equation. For this one, it's got an equal sign, so it's not an expression. There's more than one variable, there's a P and an A, so it's not an equation. And if we try different values of the letters, are both sides always equal? Well, no, so it must be a formula. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video. When you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. So the ones highlighted in red are all examples of expressions. Highlighted in orange are examples of equations. Highlighted in green are all examples of formula. And highlighted in purple are all identities. Now we've completed success criteria 1, so we'll move on to number 2, and this is to use correct algebraic notation. Communicating algebraically. So in algebra we write 2p rather than 2 times p, or p2. We don't use a times sign. So 2 times p is simply written as 2p. So we don't use a times sign because it looks like the letter x. and we don't write P2, we simply write it as 2P. We write the number first, then the letters, and the letters tend to be in alphabetical order. So instead of 2QP, we write 2PQ. We don't write a divide sign in algebraic notation. Instead, we write it as a fraction. So I minus e divided by 2 is written as I minus e over 2. This means divide. When the same letters are multiplied together, we use indices. So a times a times a becomes a cubed, or a to the power of 3. This tells you how many of the letter are being multiplied together. When the same letters are added together, we write how many are added together as the coefficient. So a plus a plus a is 3a. And this tells you how many letters of the same letter are added together. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers, so you can mark those. So now we've completed success criteria 2, we're going to move on to number 3, and this is to write an expression from words. So Alice has B bananas, and we want to find an expression for the following. So Ben has 2 more bananas than Alice, so we write that as B plus 2. Carl has twice as many bananas as Alice, so that's 2 times B, which is 2B. Daisy has 8 less bananas than Carl. Now Carl has 2B amount of bananas, so 8 less than 2B would be 2B minus 8. Ella has a third of Alice's bananas. That means we divide Alice's bananas by 3. And B divided by 3 is B over 3. Fred has 3 times as many bananas as Daisy. Remember, Daisy has 2B minus 8, so 3 times that would be 3 lots of 2B, which is 6B, and 3 lots of 8, which is 24. So the answer is 6B minus 24. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers, so you can mark those. Here's some questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video, and when you're ready to mark your work, press play. Here are your answers. There's your green answers. There's your amber answers. And there's your red answers. And now we've completed success criteria 3. So now that we've completed the last objective, it's time to end the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful. Make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the other videos on the rest of the channel. I'll see you next time. See ya.